Good morning, this is Dustin with Orlando Painters, www.orlandopainters.net. We are here in Maitland, Florida at the London residence. We are going to be staining his boat dock. As you can see, the homeowner, he's a very intelligent guy and is a do-it-yourselfer. He knows a lot, knows how to do a lot of things. So in talking to him, about his dock, he was he knew a lot, so we're on the same page with one another and we got along real well, and he chose our company to do the project. I like to think we're the best dock stainers in the state, to be honest with you. It's a lot of little tricks that most people don't know about. But at any rate, he stained part of this dock himself. Obviously this is new lumber here. And over here on all the decking, the handrails, the skirting, the pylons, all these posts here, even the fascia here, he stained with a solid color stain. Not really my stain of choice when I have new lumber. I like semi-transparent stains. Basically a solid color stain is like painting your deck. You're painting it. You're taking away all the beauty of the wood, all the graining of the wood. But it's not my dock, so. But here there's a solid color stain on all that there, and then there's nothing here. So sure, he would probably like to now go back to a semi-transparent stain, but you would have to get all this red solid color stain out of the wood completely in order to match the other new wood. And that's not going to happen. I mean, we have some products that work really, really well, to remove this stain, but it's not going to remove it enough to where it's going to match up with this new lumber and, semi-transparent stain. You can't have too many imperfections without it showing up. So this wood would all have to match and look perfectly uniform in order for it to look really good. So, and he understands that 100%. So we're going to have to go back to a solid color stain, and it'll look fantastic. And we're going to go two-tone. We're going to do all the skirting and all the pylons. All these posts are going to go back to just basically the same color, like a reddish color, solid color stain. And then all the decking is going to go to a lighter color, solid color stain. And we're going to do 2 coats on everything. So it's going to look pretty awesome. It's like his over there, his neighbor. His two-tone right there. But his wood, he's got composite, fake wood. So he's got, light colored composite with the darker wood trim. Looks pretty awesome. I like that two-tone look a lot. So his deck should come out, his dock, the decking, everything should come out beautiful. We'll clean this whole entire thing. Drip edge, fascia, all the ceiling underneath, the cupola up there. We'll clean that, get all the mildew off of that, and we're actually going to repaint that for him. As you can see, it's just quite a bit of mildew. See all the black dots, and it's everywhere. This camera may not be doing it justice. There's just tons and tons of mildew on this dock. So we'll get it all cleaned up today. I want a full day of dry time before we begin applying our stain. So I'm not sure. The weather's been a little weird lately. Been raining a lot. So we're at the end of September 2014. So I want a full day of dry time, so there's no moisture trapped in the pores of the wood. I don't want to stain over that. And it's got to come out sometime, and it's going to pop your stain right off. So let it dry, I have a couple little tricks that we do to this wood before we apply the stain. Wish I could tell you about it, but I can't, because I'm sure there's competitors of mine out there watching these videos. So prepping of the wood is absolutely, I can't even describe to you how vital of the part of that this dock staining process. The prepping of the wood is the most important part. I mean, and there's a few little things that we do that most of the time I can make a dock staining project last twice as long as any competitor in the state of Florida, just by the way we prep this wood before we stain it. So I can't tell you our process unless I sign a contract with you, but at any rate, they're going to come in here this morning. There's just 2 guys. They're going to clean this deck and get all this mildew off. You don't one tip I'll tell you about: you never use chlorine based bleaches on wood and wood docks. It'll accelerate the corrosion process of any of your metal fasteners on here. I mean, screws, nails, whatever you got that you're using as fasteners on this dock will begin to corrode quickly after a chlorine based bleach has been applied to it, even after you rinse it off. So that's just one little tip I'll give you, and there's quite a few more that you do. And not just prepping of the wood, there's also a trick to staining the wood that, unless you've been educated in it, you've gone to, you know, wood chemistry classes, water chemistry classes, and taken staining courses, you're not going to know what I'm talking about unless you have done all this. So we really pride ourselves on our dock staining. We paint all kinds of stuff. We're an industrial painting contractor for many big companies here in Central Florida. We always have probably at least 20 houses on our books at all times, and we do tons and tons of docks and decks. And I have to tell you that through all the years I've been in this painting business, staining is my favorite of all. I don't physically do the work anymore. I have, a big crew, a couple crews of guys that do all my work, but I've taught them all how to do this. At least my foreman how to do this, and my foreman is on every, I have a foreman on every project. So, but there's definitely some tricks to doing these docks that your regular painting contractor, good painting contractors, there's a lot of good painting contractors out there, and they don't know how to do it. They're going to come tell you they know how to do it all day to get a check from you, and in fact in their mind they may think that they do know what they're doing. But there's certainly some tricks that you have to have been taught in order to make these docks last longer. The rule of thumb is when you stain these docks, most of the time you're staining them every year and a half. And that's, if you know what you're doing, yeah, it's going to cost you, it'll probably cost a little bit more money than your average guy, for sure. But you'll know why. When you're getting twice as much much longevity out of your dock staining project, you're going to know why. So in the long run, I'm going to save you quite a bit of money. So I wish I could tell the whole world right here our tricks, but I can't. So whenever we sign a contract with somebody, we disclose all our information, all the products that we use, all our techniques that we use. And everybody's always super duper duper happy. We've done tons of boat docks in Windermere, Conway area, up in Lake Mary, even on the coast, Cocoa Beach, St. Petersburg, at marinas, all over the place. So we're really well known for it, and we have a great reputation for doing what we say and say what we do. Show up on the projects on time and use super techniques and fantastic products. The products that we use, you're not going to find at any of your big box stores. That stuff is I don't like to say garbage about stuff, but compared to what we use, it's garbage. You're not going down to these stores and buying this stains off the shelf. That stuff is the most basic generic stuff on the market, and you will be staining your boat dock every year with that stuff. And if you want to spend the money every year to stain it, that's fine. You can. But there's better products out there. You just have to do your research, do a lot of testing. We do tons of testing on all of our products, so I know what products hold up. I've used every product on the internet, at any of your paint stores, big box hardware stores, all that stuff, and we've done testing. We've stained wood, we've stained concrete, we've dropped it in water, and actually actually dropped it physically into the water with like a rope or a chain or something, and I've put it under the water for a year at a time and pull it up a year later, and I can know exactly what it looks like. So if I put 5 different stains underwater for a year and I pull them up, I know which one